It says, behold, the day of the Lord cometh true both with wrath and fierce anger to lay the land desolate. And he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it. That's 2/3, man. All right. So it's, but keep in mind it says that the day of the Lord coming both cruel with wrath and fierce anger, right? So lay the land desolate. What land is it talking about? Well, the beginning of that chapter is speaking about the land of Babylon. Again, Babylon is America, not ancient Babylon. It's talking about the virgin daughter of Babylon. All right, which is Edom, Esau. All right, it's Esau's land. All right. So again, you gotta refer to Psalms 137. All right. It says, "Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom." All right. In the day of Jerusalem, who said, "Raise it even to the foundation thereof." All right. It says, "O daughter of Babylon, who ought to be destroyed." It's talking about Edom, the Edomites. Who is in control of Babylon? Esau. Starting with the top elites of Esau, which are the central banking families, which recently had a meeting. All right, they had a public private meeting. Basically, the whole world knew that the meeting was going on and taking place, and then everyone knew what it was about. All right, pushing this one world government. Right. So everybody's woke to who the elites are of Esau. All right. It says, verse 10: "For the stars of heaven and the constellations thereof shall not give their light. The sun shall be darkened in its going forth, and the moon shall not cause her light to shine." See, and this is going to be this is going to be during the destruction of Babylon. Why do you think the sun? Why do you think the sun going to be darkened? The missiles going to blot out the sun. All right, remember, you gotta do the math on the missiles. All right. It says, gotta do the math again on the missiles, right? So, the scriptures say, you can find this in the book of Revelation, the 9th chapter, 200,000,000. So 200,000 times 1,000. All right, when you do 200,000 times 1,000, you get your number. Let's do it. So you'll know how many missiles will hit this place. All right, 200,000, 1,000. So 200,000. That's 200 million missiles, man. All right, that's 200 million, 200 million, man. If my calculation served me correctly. All right, so in other words, the Lord's going to destroy this place with so many missiles. That's what it means when it says that this place is going to be a lake of fire. All right. And, hey, the Heavenly Father is very creative in how He do things, and the whole world gonna know who did it too. They're gonna know the name Yahweh, why Yahweh shine. All right. Not no God, not no Jesus, not no Allah, not no Buddha, not no whatever those false idols, those false gods are of the heathen. The whole world gonna know that Yahweh, all right, had done this. Let's finish up this precept. Well, at verse 11, still in Isaiah 13 is 11. It says, "And I will punish the world for their evil, and the wicked for their iniquity. And I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease, and will lay low the hardness of the terrible." So there you go, man. This is where Yahweh Shem Shai have purpose for the arrogancy of the proud ones of Esau, because this is who it's mainly meant for. All right, you got Esau, which is the wicked, the so-called white man, get with their elites on down. And then you have 2/3 of our people going to be destroyed, and the rest of and the number of the other heathen nations too. All right. The Lord said you have a great sacrifice in the land of Bozrah. All right. Modern day Bozrah is America today, because Bozrah pertained unto Mount Seir, which was the inhabited land or mountain terrain of the Edomites. It pertained to Esau, Edom. The main capital city of Mount Seir was Bozrah. All right. It says, let's go from there. Let's go from there. If I was speaking about Sarmat, remember earlier I was speaking about Sarmat, right? I'm gonna prove something real quick. I'm gonna grab some real quick on the missiles, because the missiles, I spoke about it the other week. I spoke about it the other week, but I want to touch on it again because I'm on that same subject matter again. This is Revelation. Yeah, this one. Revelation chapter 9. And I'll start at verse 15. It says, "And the 4 angels were loose, which were prepared for an hour, and a day, and a month, and a year, for to slay the 3rd part of men, which are the Edomites." It says, "And the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000. I'll call you back. All right. It says, "And the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000. It says, "And I heard the number of them, and thus I saw the horses in the vision, and them that sat on them having breastplates of fire, and of jacinth and brimstone. And the heads of the horses were as the heads of lions, and out of their mouths issued fire and smoke and brimstone." So this is talking about the missiles. All right, this is talking about the missiles. Keep in mind, the missiles are going to be shot, right? And the Mossad is going to guide those missiles too. Remember, the Mossad says he's going to pour out his spirit upon them. All right. It says, verse 18, "By these 3 was the 3rd part of men killed by the fire and by the smoke and by the brimstone which issue out of their mouths. For their power is in their mouth and in their tails." Because what's in the head of the missile? You have the missile, which is the warhead. That's the tip point of the missile, right? And then the power in the tails refer to the propellers that propel the missiles. All right, when they're shot out of the silo, right? You have in fact, let's get that whole layout. missile created of many components. Missile layout. ICBM missile layout. All right, here you go. So, all right, whenever the picture clear up. It says ballistic missile components. It says impact fuse, warhead. You have the guidance assembly. You know. It says the fuel tank, external cable run, oxidizer tank, propellant pumps, rocket motor, graphite steering vanes. So that's what the missile is made of. So when it says for their power is in their mouth and in their tails, right? What's the main part of the mouth for the missile? The warhead. That what creates the boom. All right, it has, of course, it has the impact fuse, which is the detonator, but the warhead itself is what creates the boom. All right. It says I mentioned the tails. You got the propellants, the rocket motor, and the propellant, the fuel, and everything, and then the vanes, the steering vanes. Helps it, when the tip of the missile pushes through the air, you have the steering vanes guides it. It makes it steady in the air. So when it's shot out, it don't shoot out all flappy. It shoots a straight shot. It pierces the air perfectly. And it shot out the silo. It says for the tails were like serpents, and had heads, and with them they do hurt. So there you go, man. The missiles they are in the earth right now. The ICBM, you got the ballistic, you got the ballistic missile, which a ballistic missile can go to ICBM simply with the change of change the warheads. You can put you can change the warheads. You can change the propellers. You can change the rocket motor. All right. So the missiles, all right, are in this full capability. They can go a great distance. They can hit a target and also wipe out its target. And with the Satan II being so powerful, how it's equipped and how it was made, they're saying that pretty much that there's no missile in the world that can match it. All right, it's by far what you call it? Because I seen the news clip, right? The news clip where they had Vladimir Putin speaking about the Sarmat, right? Basically, the Sarmat missile is far ahead of its time. They were saying, in other words, like basically the capability that it has is far ahead of its class, as far as the missiles of different countries. So it's ahead of its class. That's saying a lot. It's befitting. It's befitting because you gotta think about it. For them to be posturing in such a way that show you that the Most High Father is truly turning the jaws of God. Let's get that too. I don't want to miss that. Let's bring that out real quick, man. That's showing the Most High is really turning the hook, or putting the hooks into the jaws of Gog and turning them to face Babylon, man. It's America. Ezekiel 38, in verse 1, it says, "And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him, and say, Thus said the Lord power, Yahweh Bashmi Yahushua, Behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth in all thine army, horses and horsemen, all them clothed with all sorts of armor, even with a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords." Yeah, the ultimate horsemen are going to be the missiles. All right. So most sides is actually, all right. You know, you put the hooks to the jaws, or you can compare it to like what you call it on the when you put on the horse. Right? I think it's the bridle. I think it's the bridle that controls the horse. And you pull on it, you know, right or left, and it pulls the horse and makes it turn in the direction you put in the range to. All right, so the Most High have hooked into the jaws of the God. You know, basically saying that he's caused, Russia to turn and face and go against America, which is Babylon the Great. All right, which they've been a long time wanting to go head to head with America for a long time anyway, because of the destruction and the fall of the whole Soviet Union, the USSR. All right, a United Soviet States of Russia. All right, and then you had hence you had NATO was created. All right. So, hey, they've been wanting to get that gig back for a long time. It's only befitting that the Most High Heavenly Father have given them the state-of-the-art technology and capability to come up against Babylon the Great. All right. So, the Most High have truly turned the jaws of God, and they're coming at America really hard. Because the statements that Vladimir Putin said was, and you gotta keep in mind too, this is the reason for the whole Ukraine war. Russia said they would protect their sovereignty at all costs. They said by fall or autumn, which autumn is like the beginning of fall. It's like around August, I believe, August, September. But they're gonna roll out those Sarmats, man. All right. He said they're going to protect their sovereignty at all costs. Remember, NATO, which is led by the U.S., have been, drawing near and near to Russia's border, and there've been so many warnings that have been given out, and everybody ignored them because they've been, going along with Babylon's wishes. So, what you might see over here, they create an alliance, NATO, North Atlantic Treaty Organization, to go against who? Russia. All right? That's what NATO was created for, to go against Russia. All right? And so, by Ukraine being on the doorsteps of Russia, Russia's like, no, you guys are not going to allow, Vladimir Putin says he's not going to allow Ukraine to be a part of NATO. Which makes perfect sense. They're enemies, right? That's how you have it. When you go into the book of Saint Mark, the 3rd chapter, I believe it's the 3rd chapter. Let's get that. Where it speaks about a house divided. This is I'll turn right to it, as a spirit. Saint Mark chapter 3, and starting at verse 23, it says, "And he called them unto him and said unto them in parables," some of the disciples. It says, "How canst actually it's talking about the scribes that was coming against Yahweh Shai. Salaki. So it says, how can Satan cast out Satan? It says, and if a kingdom is divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. And you have to think about it. though there are Edomites over in Russia and over here, they're still one nation. And them being divided against themselves, they show this house divided. When a nation is divided against each other, how can that nation be strong? How can they stand? They're not strong. You know, he says, united you stand, divided you fall. That same, and just like our people, when the division among the tribes came, we had to split. What happened ultimately? We had it where our nation never united again until during this time. All right, the Renaissance period where you had the 12 tribes collectively being enslaved together, being oppressed together. And for a long while, it was apart. You know, for the most part, the vast majority of the tribes. Now you had a few specks of northern tribes over that way, and you know, that was it. But most of us northern tribes are already over here in the Americas. Right? It says, verse 25, and if a house be divided against itself, the house cannot stand. And if Satan rises up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand, but has an end. So we know the Edomites are the physical counterparts of Satan. So that's the reason why we're seeing their end right now. The reason why we're seeing their end because they're divided and they're against one another. All right. The kingdom of Esau has been divided, all right, among themselves. All right, instead of them having one head, there are many heads. All right, it's like going to the breakdown of the 10 heads. All right, seven heads and 10 horns. All right, you have, or the scriptures mentions the 10 horns. Also, where you have the different set of basically the different heads of Esau. All right, and you have it to this very day. Where you have some Edomite countries. You have some Edomite countries are signed with Babylon the Great. You have some signed with Russia. All right, there's a clear divide, man. A clear divide. All right, and ultimately, what it's going to come down to is what's the will of the Most High. We know that according to Revelation, the 17th chapter, that the will of the Most High is for Gog and the 10 horns to come up against Babylon and destroy her. All right, let's get this back in this is Jeremiah 50. Jeremiah 50 and starting at verse 9. It says, for lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country. Now that north country that sits furthest north will be Russia. All right? Because we know that Canada is not against America. All right? Canada is an ally of America. It says, "For lo, I will raise the cause to come up against Babylon, an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From this shall she be taken." It says, "From this she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain." That links up with Ezekiel the 38th chapter. And also what I quoted a second ago, Revelation 17th chapter. All right? Because it tells you in the book of Obadiah, let's get there. It tells you in the book of Obadiah how the allies of Esau are going to come against them. Obadiah, in verse 7, it says, "All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him." See? So the Most High Heavenly Father, all right, is going to cause the ones that are confederate with you, Esau, to destroy you. All right? That's what it means. They're going to stand in array against you. Whoever have missiles are going to prepare their missiles for America. All right? Let's get that. Let's go to Joel. This is the book of Joel, chapter 3. I'm going to go down. Joel 3 and verse 9, it says, "Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near, let them come up." So, it says, in other words, hey, if you have a military, hey, prepare your military. All right? His titles is the Lord of Hosts, Lord of Armies. That reminds you of Exodus the 15th chapter, where the Most High said he's a man of war. He told Moses to tell the children of Israel, all right, that he's a man of war. All right, the Most High is a man of war, and Yahweh is his name. All right. A lot of you people out there don't understand what the Most High is all about. The Most High, hey, when he causes this war to happen, this war will not be a war that's going to be fought, all right, by ancient swords and bow and arrows. All right, World War III is going to be fought with missiles. All right, something that can destroy, a city. All right, with one head, man. To make sure it's destroyed, the Most High is going to prepare. How you doing, sir? It's going to prepare many missiles. All right, so. It says, verse 10, it says, "Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong." Yeah, so you had countries or nations that was once weak. But you know what made them strong? They have missile capability. Places like North Korea, they have nuclear capability. They have nuclear missiles. You have China. All right, you have some countries that America was used to dominating and bullying. Now they have nuclear missiles. Now they can fight back, right? So that will make them strong. They can posture us back. Or we got countries like Iran too. That was the whole the JPCOA, something like that. Well, this Hamite was in office, Obama. When he was in office, the whole pact they made with Iran, the Persians, was for the Iranians, which are the Persians in the scriptures, for them to slow down with the uranium production, because they was creating what missiles. And then when you see when Iran have a military day parade, they show their military off. What they have? They have those long trucks with missiles on them, showing you that hey, we're strong. Oh, recently in the news, what's going on this past week? They're just closing out. The tension between the Israelis and the Iranians. All right, and they got when it goes into the rumors of wars, right? They was talking about doing strategic strikes on each other. See, and that's what prompted me to do this video about the ongoing war that they've been having since they've been in our land. The reason why they're still at war and they don't have any peace in the land of Israel. Because when the people, I said in the video, I'm going to say it again, when the people return to their land, people going to be at peace. The reason why there's no peace in the land of Israel because the people are not there. The 12 tribes haven't returned by way of the Heavenly Father sent them by way of the chariots. So we know that the chariots are the salvation vehicles that the Heavenly Father created to deliver the children of Israel, are the saints, so the children of Israel. See? So again, back to my original point was the weak nations can now say they're strong. We have missiles too. You will shoot your missiles, we'll shoot our missiles back. In other words. And the Iranians already was years ago, they was purchasing the S-400s. The best missile defense system in the world, by the way. Created by none other, Russia, aka God, in the scriptures. Alright? So hey, everything is leaning towards their favor. Alright? The Most High is basically not showing Babylon favor, because if he was showing Babylon favor, they would be mightier than the nations that's coming against them. And then they got the situation going on with Moab, where China's they're preparing for war against Babylon over Taiwan, over